Christmas Day has come and passed. We've got whiskey in our glass. We are sipping completely blind. Let's see if either of these is a find.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh, and we are drinking totally blind to give you the most honest opinions possible. That's the way we do it over here. I'm the whiskey nerd amongst us. Erin is more of a social sipper. She doesn't really drink whiskey unless it's on this channel or we're hanging out.
Yep.
So that's the way we roll. That will inform the reactions that you see, and our reactions to these pours completely blind serve as your review.
Yep.
And we know that they're blind because we have an entire sample pool full of rotating pairings, and those get matched up for one reason or another, usually available versus allocated, but it could be something expensive versus inexpensive, or just two good shelfers that we want to see which one's the better buy. And we also have some curveball matchups in there to keep us on our toes. We really put a lot of work into the integrity of this pool so that we're always on our heels and never know what to expect out of these matchups. If you appreciate that sort of thing and the honest opinions it gives you, think about subscribing to the channel. It'll get you more content like this in your inbox. With that said, let's go ahead and get into the nose on glass one. Wow.
Stings the nostrils.
That smells like somebody spiked the banana pudding with a gallon and a half of Everclear. That smells so alcoholic.
It does.
And also so banana pudding, like, sweet.
I do love a good banana pudding.
Oh,
I haven't
man.
had banana pudding in a while.
This is almost hard to smell. It is assaulting to the nostrils.
Yeah.
Are you not getting that?
I am. I am. It's very alcohol forward, like very alcohol forward. And it did, I think it might have singed a nose hair or two.
Boy, this thing shivers down my spine.
I mean, I think, honestly, that's pretty much sums up the nose.
This is the bottle that you break out when the Christmas Day festivities are running a little long and your uncle's just getting out of line and starts bringing up politics, and you're like, you know what? I need this bottle. Give me that. We're done here. Yeah, I don't have anything other than that. I mean, banana, vanilla, alcohol.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
cheers. Let's drink it.
When I was going in for the sip, it kind of smelled like ants.
Ants?
Like if ants smelled.
You're not talking about your aunt. You're talking about ANTS.
ANTS. Like,
I don't
know what that meant, but I got a mental picture of like a bunch of ants.
Well, thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Anytime.
It might not have been helpful, but it was entertaining.
I just say what I'm thinking.
That's a new note. All right. I don't even know what I tasted on that first sip. So
honestly, it's kind of bland on the palate.
yeah, I'm getting a lot of the proof spice, the proof heat rather, not spice, but just overwhelming like evaporative alcohol flavor on the mouth. But let's get a second sip now that we're acclimated to it.
It just tastes like I licked an oak barrel.
Yeah, I mean, there's like
honestly, I don't like this a lot.
I don't like this a lot. Like you actively dislike it?
No. I just actively don't like it.
Okay.
I don't dislike it, but I don't like it. I'm neutral about it.
Okay. There we go.
The nose presents itself to be something that's going to be super hot and super sweet. On the palate, it is neither of those things.
Yeah. I would say that pour is lacking depth. You get some of the heat on the palate, but not as much as the nose would indicate, to be fair.
Yep.
You also get some of the sweetness on the palate, but not as much as you would hope for. And it's all like top notes. You know, there's really no depth to it.
Yep.
So, yeah, you know, it's all right.
Not my fave.
Not a pour that is blowing me away right now, but it was in here for some reason, matched up against this sample. So let's see what we're working with on sample 2. Oh my goodness. This is the depth that glass 1 is missing.
What does this smell like? It's,
brown sugar.
Yeah. But there's another familiar smell that I can't pinpoint what it is, and it's going to drive me crazy.
This smells awesome. This is everything I wanted glass 1 to be. There are some similar notes, like that kind of banana pudding sweetness is in this too, but this brings in the brown sugar, and it's got the depth and the richness
and
it's
the less assaulting to the nostrils.
Yes. Yeah, this almost smells like baked goods, like like almost like a donutty type of note. I'm
like
getting
a doughy.
in it.
I can picture like a doughiness to the nose.
Fried dough. Like sometimes things smell really bready, and that's like a lot of weeders smell bready. This doesn't smell like that. It doesn't have that kind of like yeasty type of thing to it. This is way more. It's got that richness of like a fried dough,
like a sweet dough.
Yeah, it smells awesome. Cheers.
Man,
a little watery on the palate, huh?
Yeah. I'm kind of disappointed by this one too.
It is really sweet though. I mean, especially on the finish right now. Boy, the brown sugar on the finish is kicking into high gear right now.
I'm not getting much. I need a second sip.
Yeah. All right. Second sip on glass 2.
Okay. There she is.
Yeah. Everything tracks from the nose to the palate to me.
I took a bigger sip this time. That helped.
Yeah. Oftentimes when you're tasting, if you're doing little sips during tastings, you really have to do some work to kind of coat the inside of your mouth if you want to really feel it. And this is a good point. I remember the first time I heard about the Kentucky Chew and Booker No and the Kentucky Chew, where you take a little sip and you kind of like chew it around in your mouth.
I can't do that.
I can't do it either, but I remember the first time I did it, boy, I tasted more. It lit me up. But that was when I was less accustomed to drinking whiskey and tasting whiskey. I was more of a drinker and less of a sipper and taster back then. Now I kind of sip whiskey to taste it rather than just to drink it. I actually don't drink a lot of whiskey, just like to drink, but I love tasting whiskey. But if you take little sips, you can try a lot more things, but you really have to kind of get it around your mouth. And I kind of I don't do the Kentucky Chew, I do the Tennessee Tumble, where I kind of...
Is that something you've called this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I move it around kind of like mouthwash, but not vigorously.
Yeah.
Just like, just kind of get it around. And I did that second sip on glass 2. Got way more flavor that time. But everything tracks. The little bit of banana pudding sweetness, a lot of brown sugar.
Yeah,
vanilla.
I mean, we're going to take a little bit of time off camera to taste these, to start with glass 2, go back to glass 1. I already have a preliminary winner. But
I do too.
We'll see if that changes. Don't expect it to, but it could.
It could.
I'm open to it.
It could. We'll see.
We'll see.
It would be a Christmas miracle. So
it would be. And Christmas has already come and gone. So
exactly. So
we need another Christmas.
It ain't looking good for glass 1. We'll see in a second. We take that break and take our time with that because things can change. And to me, things change in some ways.
Yeah.
But before I get into mine, where are you at on yours? What do you think? What's your preference? What are your ratings?
I think it was pretty obvious that my preference was glass 2, and that is still the case. However, to your point about things changing, the nose on glass 1 did get better.
Way better.
As it opened up, we started with glass 2 when we were off camera, and then went back to glass 1, and it got the nose was less sharp. The flavor was still not my favorite. So I am just okay on glass 1. I am going to go thumbs up on glass 2, but it's a soft thumbs up. I liked it better than glass 1, but it's still not like something I would reach for all the time. Yeah. So we'll see what the price is.
Okay. Yeah, the nose on glass 1 opened up, but to Erin's point, we started with glass 2, and again, it smells like exactly the whiskey I want, but the palate is not delivering on that. It's a little thinner and weaker. It doesn't quite have the body that I would like. And then I went back to glass 1, and the nose got tremendously better. Yeah, way more like kind of like this bright, kind of like a bright vanilla note, not like a vanilla bean or anything like that. More of like a just straight up vanilla, and it was kind of a bright vanilla, almost bordering on like cake frosting almost. Okay. It had the depth and the richness that I wanted, and then on the palate, still a little. They're both thin. And I think that, to me, my preference is still with glass 2 as well.
I felt that 1 was kind of sharp on the palate.
It didn't really, it just stayed bright to me. Okay. It wasn't really sharp on second visit, but it was all up here. Yeah. And I like a little bit more of a rounded, robust, darker profile in my whiskey, which glass 2 does deliver on. Both of them are thinner than I would prefer personally, which is what's keeping them from getting good ratings. I will say the finish on both of them is very comparable. I thought that was really interesting.
The length of the finish?
Yeah. Okay. And the length and the intensity. Okay. Glass 1 is hitting the high notes. Glass 2 is kind of hitting the whole spectrum. But they're both still delivering on the finish. Okay. It's just the body is thin, and the flavors on glass 1 just are not completely well-rounded. So I wouldn't be surprised if glass 2 has a little bit more age I wouldn't be surprised if they're even from the same distillery, but I'm not trying to guess. I'm just kind of letting you know what I'm experiencing so that if one of these is allocated and the other's available, maybe that will give you like a good point of reference. But
so what's your official score?
Same as you.
Oh, okay.
Just okay on glass 1, thumbs up on glass 2.
Okay.
If glass 2 tasted exactly like it smelled, it would be a 2 thumbs up pour for me, but it's just not delivering on the palate. We're going to find out the price and see if that changes our ratings before we find out what we're drinking. So we're both just okay on glass 1, and that's number 18 in our pool.
Sorry.
18?
I just saw the price, and that's not right.
It is right.
$15.
That checks out.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
It's all those high notes. It doesn't feel like there's any age to it.
I didn't realize that there was still a whiskey on the market that was sub $20.
Quite a few bottles. What about glass 2?
$25.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna go a strong thumbs up on glass 2.
I'm staying thumbs up. I'm not going 2 thumbs up, but what you're getting for the price of 25 American dollars is very good.
I'm gonna go strong thumbs up.
If I knew, if you're like, hey, you're about to taste a $25 whiskey here, like if you told me that first, my expectations would be here, and then I would taste the whiskey, and then my experience would be up here. Wouldn't be up here, but it'd be up here.
Yeah.
So it definitely, this is worth the price.
I might know what this matchup is based on those prices.
Based on the prices. Well, let's find out what it is then.
Is glass 1 Very Old Barton?
Yep.
And glass 2's Early Times?
Nope. Glass 2 is Old Forester Signature 100.
Signature. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, those ratings check out.
These are both 100 proof.
Those ratings check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not buy Very Old Barton 100. I would just get Old Forester Signature.
And Old Forester
it's way
Signature
better.
is on the shelf, right? Like you can find it. It's not like a special or limited release.
Both of these, actually, technically, in some markets, Very Old Barton 100 is allocated.
Oh, dang.
I would just not buy that. I would just buy Old Forester Signature 100 is significantly better than Very Old Barton. Mm-hmm. It is not close.
I concur.
Yeah, I mean, now that I know what they are, I'm going to mix them together. I don't see a point because it's only going to make the Old Forester Signature 100 worse.
Right. Why did you just do that? That seemed very not smart.
Yeah, that's bringing all the sharpness from the Very Old Barton.
It? I'm not going to do that to mine.
It's back to assaulting the nostrils again. You say assaulting or assaulting? Like salt?
Assaulting.
Like you put on your food?
You say assaulting, and it always weirds me out.
It's insulting that you think the way I say assaulting is not right.
Well, there's an AU there, which is like an aw. And with insulting, it's just a U. So it's insult and
don't
assault.
Do that. Don't mix those. Please don't mix those.
Yeah, it was gross.
All right. Here we go, okay?
You totally ignored everything I just said.
I heard you, and I'm choosing to not acknowledge it, but I did not ignore it, okay? Very Old Barton and Old Forester Signature 100. This is a matchup that both, like, similar flavor profiles. I mean, you're dealing with Barton 1792 versus Old Forester.
Okay.
But in blind tastings, I get those two confused all the time.
Okay.
I think the reason that this was something to put in here is because Old Forester Signature 100, Very Old Barton, we did a budget bourbon find video on this bottle. And a lot of people commented about how much they really enjoyed it. And I hear this as a common refrain in the whiskey space of how much of a beloved bottom shelf superstar this is.
Okay.
But so is Old Forester 100.
I will have to disagree with those people and say that I prefer Old Forester 100.
Easy. Yeah. Like, there's no way I would spend $15 on this if I could get this for $25.
Yeah.
It's so much better.
I will say the nose does get better on this, which is...
It ain't as good as this, though.
No, it's not. And I don't drink the whiskey. I don't just smell my whiskey. I also drink it. So...
Man.
And I place more of a value on the taste, not the smell.
That Old Forester Signature 100 nose is hitting me just right. Good value. Definitely would recommend picking it up. I mean, we've had it in other tastings. It's just a good value bottle. It should be included in your value along there with like Wild Turkey 101, Early Times Bottled in Bond, bottles like that. Yeah. It has earned a spot in those group of bottles. Pick one up, see if you like it. If you don't, it's great as a cocktail mixer. You can do a bunch of different things with it.
Honestly, I feel like as the more of like frugal one who loves like the buy one, get one, if you get the Old Forester Signature 100, it's good enough to drink neat. But it's also cheap enough or you could put it in a cocktail,
Yeah.
not feel like you're wasting it.
Yeah.
And that's a really, in my mind, a great value because you're getting 2 uses out of the same thing.
Yeah.
So that actually bumped it up even more in my book.
And you a strong thumbs up.
Yeah.
And you can buy it in a 1.75 and get more value that way.
There you go.
Yeah, it just has a lot of utility. So great pour, great head to head. I mean, even though it was a landslide victory for Old Forester Signature 100, if you thought this video was great, make sure, again, you give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. If you're looking for a good online home of other whiskey enthusiasts and nerds, and you just want to geek out and you're looking for a better place than Facebook, good grief, get off Facebook. It's toxic. It's terrible. Join our Patreon. Get plugged into our Discord for as little as $3 a month. People are talking whiskey. It's a great, positive, encouraging environment full of good people who love good whiskey, and people are helping people find things.
Yep.
I thought this was early times before you did the reveal. Early times isn't available in every market. If you can't get it in your market, you can post on there and say you would love to have a bottle and you're looking for some help getting one. And people are helping people out all the time, as well as swapping samples and all kinds of stuff. So check that out over there.
Great community of people. That's
where we release our barrel picks as well. And we are working on an Old Forester barrel pick. It's in the pipeline.
Oh, I did not know this.
Yep.
Cool.
It's in the pipeline. I got the email about it. So it's in the pipeline. We got to see if we're doing the blue label or the black label, the 100 proofer or the barrel strength.
Please be barrel strength. Please be barrel
strength.
But
a lot of people like the black label. I think we're actually, the way we're doing it, we're going to get to try both of them and see if we want one or the other or both. So we're working on something. So
I'm kind of excited about this.
That's happening soon. What else is happening? Oh, bonus content. We do virtual tasting events all the time over there with the whiskey with friends and up tiers, all kinds of stuff going on. So check that out. And you can get shirts like this one over at stuffandwhiskey.com, as well as glassware like these super swirlable whiskey crystal footed tasting glasses that are really nicely hefted.
They are.
Like got a nice bulbous base on it. Who doesn't love a bulbous base?
Oh my gosh.
That's actually really fun to say. Bulbous base.
Bulbous base.
It's fun, isn't it?
Because I'm all about that bass, no trouble. Treble, not trouble, or trouble. No treble or trouble. And on that note, that's it for today.
Right.
Thank you for watching. Be good to each other, and until next time, cheers.
I didn't say it in the video, but I think this performed above its price point. This is about what I would expect.
Well, yeah, that was kind of like my whole point of my reaction.
I know. But like the Old Forester 100, if you would have said how much did this cost, I would have been like, I hope it's like a $20 bottle.
Yeah.
Like in that range, up or down. You could have told me this was Old Forester Signature 100 and I would have believed you. But then this.
Oh, I didn't tell you that.
This came across like it was like a $40 bottle to me. $40-$50. I would have been fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to pay that. I'd much rather pay $24.99 or whatever it is around here, $23.99, $25.99.
Yeah. I think it definitely drinks 100 proof.
The blend is not good.
Yeah. I don't know why you did that.
This bottle has gotten better as it's opened up, by the way.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, we tried it. It's been another head-to-head. It has not done this well. Maybe it's just hitting our palates right today.
Maybe. Or maybe it's what it's compared to.
Yeah. There's no reason.
Honestly, that does a lot.
This is straight mixer. This has utility as neat sipping as well.
Which you know what I'm going to buy.